Good evening, everybody. If I could have your attention. You guys quiet down a lot better than the students do. No, this is great. It's a wonderful evening. This is one of the highlights of the year as far as I'm concerned. The Optometric Center of New York, the college's affiliated foundation, is responsible for helping to support our students through the generation of scholarship dollars, sponsorship and support. And many of the folks who are in this room are members of our foundation board. Some are alumni, some are general supporters. But this event has a special meaning really simply because it actually brings the donors together with the students who are benefiting. And I can't emphasize enough to those of you who have given and are offering to provide support for our students how meaningful it is and how important it is to our students as they get their optometric education. It's not a cheap education by any means, even though as a state university we're probably far more competitive on tuition than most. But New York City is also not the cheapest place to live. So any time that we can relieve our students of debt, allow them to enter practice or go on in their career path, whatever it is, with a little less of a burden, the better it is. It provides them with choice, it provides them with opportunity, and I certainly thank you all for your generosity and support this year and over the years. I would like to share with you, this has really grown over time. This is the first time we're really doing a dinner, and some of that is a reflection of the increase in the number of scholarships that we've been getting in support of our students. So the OCNY this year is giving a total of about $370,000 in scholarships. Tonight, that's just about $200,000 is being given to the students who are here with us tonight. Now, a wonderful indication of what I hope is a future trend is that this evening or this event is giving out $50,000 more than last year, and it's benefiting another dozen students. So it's growing. I think people are getting the feeling, getting the enthusiasm. We have 3 new scholarships that we're giving tonight, and when they're given, we'll give more details. But the Optical Community Scholarship, donated by David Freefeld, Community Health Leadership Leaders Scholarship, really a combination of New York Community Trust, Reader's Digest, Partners for Sight, and the college, and then the Paul Caney Scholarship, donated by actually a very recent graduate, Evelina Linsky. And so actually that was Evelina 2023, back there. So graduate of 2023 creating a scholarship, and I'll let you talk more about the scholarship, but I just want to say to anybody here who's in the class of 2024, there's a role model. Feel free to give back. So without further ado, let's begin the evening. And I really want to, and actually this is a perfect individual, couple, family, to give the first scholarship, the Dr. Nathan and Laura Millman Scholarship. Dr. Ron Millman, you can join me at the podium, but Dr. Millman is a member of the OCNY board, and I want to give him a call out because when I arrived here 17 years ago, he was all about scholarship. We've got to raise scholarships. We've got to raise scholarship. We're not doing enough about scholarship. And certainly he has been a leader in that effort to increase the scholarships. And so without further ado, let me turn the mic over to Dr. Ron Millman and his wife, Mary Millman.
Thank you, Dr. Heath. Just a few words about the scholarship. My father, Nathan, was an optometrist. He went to Columbia, which is the predecessor of SUNY. And my mother helped a lot, and the practice was started in 1941. And the thing he instilled upon me is you've got to give back. Optometry has been very good to our family, and we've tried to give back the best we can. And as a slight extra statement, this man here has been responsible for this school going nowhere but that way. And he restores a lot of things. Now to the scholarships. Mary will read out the scholarship. As the name is presented, please come up.
Kim Kim, Lucille Hindley,
Why don't you go over there so we can take a photograph as well?
Okay.
Paige Hazen,
Paige is unable to join us. She's in her externship.
oh, okay. Claire Goucher, Priya Felix, Monica Van Doyen, and Gabriella Sinaway.
Let's go over for a photograph.
Thank you very much, and congratulations to our students. For the next two scholarships, the Omni Eye Scholarship for Clinical Excellence in Glaucoma Care and the New Jersey Academy of Optometry, I'd like to invite Dr. Christopher Quinn to the podium. Dr. Quinn is also a member of our foundation board.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Heath. It's great to be here, and certainly it is an honor and a privilege to serve on the SUNY Foundation Board. The great work that the foundation has done is really memorable to me and meaningful, and I hope meaningful to all of you. The first scholarship is the Omni Eye Scholarship for Clinical Excellence in Glaucoma Care. Of course, Omni is a referral-based practice, and for those of you who want to do an externship in your fourth year in New Jersey, please consider us. A referral-based practice is a practice where we care for the patients of community optometrists without providing competing services. So we don't provide any primary eye care. We provide care for patients who are referred and then refer those patients back. It's a great model. It's been very successful over the past 35 years in New Jersey. And the reason we've established a scholarship for excellence in glaucoma care is because glaucoma is the perfect optometry disease. And we want to encourage excellence and scholarship and promote you to understand and have confidence in treating patients with glaucoma. So this year's recipient, who unfortunately is not here because of her externship obligations, Nada Farid is the recipient this year. So please, in absentia, a round of applause. Also have the pleasure of awarding the New Jersey Academy of Optometry Scholarship. This award goes to a deserving recipients from our state chapter of the Academy of Optometry. This year's recipients, Sophie Khan and Dina Gad, if you could come on up. Congratulations.
The next scholarship, the Dr. Alden Hafner Scholarship, Dr. Alden N. Hafner Scholarship by the New York State Optometric Association, is going to be presented by Dr. Marina Sue, one of our graduates from 2013 and president of the NYSOA. Dr. Sue.
Thank you so much. I'm really honored to be here to represent NYSOA and giving out the two scholarships. Dr. Hafner was integral both in his role here as president of SUNY College of Optometry as well as his work with the NYSOA. And so this award goes out to students who have demonstrated potential in leading our future. And these two recipients I've had the pleasure of working with and interacting with during their school years, and knowing what they can do and what they can accomplish makes me feel really comfortable about our future of our profession. And so I'm really, really, really excited to present the two awards to Alicia DeFonte and Allison Wu. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Sue. To present the next two awards, I'd like Don Rigney, the Executive Director of the Optometric Center of New York, to join me at the podium to present the alumni scholarships.
Thank you. Thank you all for coming tonight. We really appreciate it. Unfortunately, Vito Proscia, the Alumni Association president, had to work as he is expanding some business endeavors. I'll let him tell you more about that someday. But as you have heard, our alumni are also integral, in addition to the OCNY board members, in ensuring the scholarships for the future of optometry. And when the Alumni Association and the OCNY, the foundation, merged together in 2018, they created a series of endowed scholarships that are given year after year. This year's alumni scholarships are going to Adria Gali and Maxine Humphrey. And the other scholarship that was created during this merger that grows each time alumni feel very committed and emotional, or they have recently lost a friend, a colleague, is the Alumni Memorial Scholarship. So we have a fund where we collect those honorary gifts that come in as a way to keep that legacy for our fellow alumni. So this year's scholarship recipient is Alyssa Sigler.
Thank you very much. And I'll take the opportunity to thank Dawn and her staff and her crew for putting together this evening. They've done a fabulous job. Actually, would the folks from the advancement office just sort of raise your hands so we can just recognize you for your support? The next scholarship, the Dr. Sandra Goldman Cohen, class of '82 Memorial Scholarship, will be given by Mr. Daniel Cohen.
This scholarship is in memory of my late wife, Dr. Sandra Goldman Cohen, SUNY Optometry alumna of 1982. The rest of my family wish they could join me here, but they are all living out of town and couldn't make it. Sandy's practice was twofold. She specialized in pediatric optometry, which is why we asked SUNY to award this scholarship to someone with a pediatric focus. This specialty enabled her to help many kids see better so they could in turn learn and become successful. Her private practice primarily focused on pediatrics. However, I'd like to speak more about the other part of her career at which she also excelled. She pursued a career path that allowed her to treat highly complex cases. Sandy studied and basically became a walking WebMD of the eye. As it so happens, when she graduated from SUNY, her first position was working alongside the chief of ophthalmology in a hospital in the Bronx. She worked hard at her craft, and ultimately the hospital totally revamped their entire eye care system in what they considered to be a revolutionary manner. Sandy led a team of optometrists that now was responsible for all primary eye care in the hospital. If and only if there was pathology in the patient's eye, they would then refer the patients to ophthalmologists. She was an exceptional diagnostician and thus was extremely successful in this path. This is one of the reasons our entire family, have been particularly missing her over the past few years since she passed. She was always the entire family's go-to person whenever we may have been in need of eye assistance. We have been missing her exemplary diagnostic abilities since she has been gone. I tell you this here in this forum to encourage you. You can also work hard and learn everything about the eye and how it interacts with the rest of the human anatomy and become an expert in your field and develop new paths for yourselves and for the optometry profession as she did. I wish all of you great success for all of your endeavors. The scholarship this year goes to Nuralis and Abdella.
Thank you. I sort of introduced the next person a little bit earlier, but if Dr. Aveline Olinsky from the class of 2023 would like to come up to present the Paul Canny Scholarship.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Aveline Olinsky, and I know a lot of you in the room, and that's because I graduated 5 minutes ago. Big thank you to Dawn and everyone who contributed to tonight. It's beautiful. Tonight, I'm presenting a scholarship in my great-grandfather's memory. When I was very young, and he would come to visit, and I know this doesn't make a lot of sense, but he would say, "Show me your teeth." And if I had clean teeth, he would give me peanut M&Ms. So little did he know, I had spent half an hour vigorously brushing my teeth in anticipation of his arrival, and little did I know, he was blind. He had very advanced macular degeneration, which runs in my family, and he didn't have access to the best health care, given that he was from rural northern Maine. So it's only fitting to present this award to a student who demonstrates advanced competency in ocular disease. He funded part of my education, and I think the best way to honor him is to contribute to someone else's. So my mom and I established the scholarship in his name. It brings me great joy to present the first annual Paul Canny Scholarship to Emma Goodwin.
Thank you very much. The next scholarship, the Milton Scholarship, was established by Phyllis Milton, who got to know the college only about a little less than 10 years ago. But Phyllis is a very generous woman who really believes in supporting education, and she became a bit enamored with the college and thus made an ongoing commitment over the years to a good number of students. Since she could not join us this evening, I get to give the recipients their scholarship tonight. So for the Milton Scholarship, the first is Jana Mandel. The second recipient is Frank Kolami. Unfortunately, Sakshi Vaslu could not be with us out on their externship program. The next recipient is Grace G. And Arturo Vale. And then Lucille Henley. And last but certainly not least, In-G Kong. Thank you. Congratulations. The next award is the Fred Freefeld Memorial Scholarship. It is going to be given by Mr. Sam Freefeld. The Freefeld family is always our largest gatherer, at this event. So Sam, if you would come on up. You're going to do it together. Sam and Peter, okay. She actually told me that and I forgot it.
Hi, everybody. Happy to be here tonight. Sam will talk about my pop in a second and the additional scholarship. I just wanted to reference that today is World Diabetes Day. Every year, November 14th, it celebrates the birthday of Banting, who discovered insulin. I'm a type 1 diabetic. My father was a type 2 diabetic, so we got it covered. But it's really important to understand, and you know this, how critical the care that you provide is for people living with diabetes. It is a huge fear of us. I believe diabetes is the #1 cause of blindness in America. There's 37 million people living with diabetes, 9 million undiagnosed. You're on the front lines of providing that care and that diagnosis. And with the advances in medicine today, fantastic, really helpful for us. So speaking for my community, thank you so much. Do great work out there. And here's my nephew and best bud, Sam.
Hi, everyone. I'm Sam. I see some familiar faces tonight, but many of you don't know Fred Freedfeld's story. Real quick, I just want to say he got involved in the optical business in the 50s. He started off with lenses, later got involved with manufacturing eyewear and frames overseas. Pete and my dad got involved later on. They grew the business. My grandpa Fred went on to have 9 grandkids. My sister Faith just had a baby, and my little brother Luke, who's here tonight, is having a baby in April. So Fred would have had 2 great grandkids. The optical industry he was involved with his entire life. It created a million different opportunities for him, and I think he'd be very proud to see this room full with young people who are getting into the industry, and he would know that it's creating opportunity for them. And we are very pleased and excited to offer this scholarship to Gerline Claire. Congratulations.
And just one last thing, Dr. Heath, we want to offer additional scholarship of $5,000 to the SUNY. We're so in debt to the work that you and the school does.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. If anybody else wants to offer scholarships when they come up, it's really okay. Okay, to present the Harold Spielman Scholarship, I would like to invite Ms. Marge Axelrad. Marge is also a member of the Foundation Board.
Hello, everyone. It's a privilege to be here. The Foundation Board has been committed to supporting student scholarship for many years. evident tonight, and I'm so pleased to be able to present the Hal Spielman Scholarship. Hal was a long-standing board member who believed in the power of higher education and research. The scholarship is a part of his legacy and carries forward his philanthropic spirit. It's a testament to how one can continue to positively impact someone's life even when you're no longer here. This year, the recipient of the Harold Spielman Scholarship is Melanie Felice.
Thank you very much. The next scholarship is the Optical Community Scholarship, donated by David Freefeld. To present this award this year, I'd like to invite Nancy Flowers Harris and Tracy Green from Vontel Eyewear to join us.
Good evening, everyone. We're so honored to be here in David's stead this evening. We are honored to present the Optical Community Scholarship tonight on behalf of David Friedfeld. This scholarship is so meaningful as it aims to foster community and build a strong foundation for students who have personal experience with and a desire to help underrepresented communities. This scholarship has been established as both an endowed scholarship that will grow with the future of optometry and an annual scholarship that will provide support to at least 2 students each year. The inaugural recipients are,
that's my line, Christine Chow, class of 2025, and Nina Ibrahim, class of 2024, who's unable to attend.
Congratulations. Now, for this next scholarship, the Harold and Sheila Wilshinsky Scholarship, I'd like to invite Hal Wilshinsky. Hal, why don't you join me? And just a few words, actually, about Hal. Hal has been a supporter of the college and the foundation for many, many years. Hal, I was just saying you've been a huge supporter of the college and the foundation for many, many years. Do you remember when you first joined the foundation board?
You're asking, I'm remembering my name. You're asking me.
It's been a long time. It's been a long
94, we go back years.
Yep. But, Hal has, brought his generosity not only to the scholarship, but also really to the college through his networking. He's introduced the college to so many people in the New York community and created such a network. In fact, there's a group here called the Professional Advisory Committee. Actually, would you folks raise your hands from the Professional Advisory Committee? Many of these folks are new, but it's really individuals and business people from around the area who we look to for advice, counsel, ideas, and concepts to help better generate support. And Hal was really the originator of that concept, and it has really been a real boon for the college. And so, Hal, I thank you very much.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me here.
Now, do you want to give the scholarship?
I'll give a scholarship, of course.
Okay, the recipient of the scholarship?
Ronit Eliav.
Ronit Eliav. Oh, I'm sorry. I missed it.
Wrong name.
Wrong name. They were in 2 different orders. Okay. Nicole
Lone.
There we go. Okay. Congratulations, and get a good photo. No offense to Hal's son.
That's
Thank
okay.
you very much, Hal. Do you want this? You got it.
That's what sons are for.
Yeah, you should tell my father that. Okay, our next recipient, I kind of let the cat out of the bag, but the Barbara Saltzman Scholarship. I want to invite Mort Scheinman, Barbara's brother, and Neil Saltzman, her son, up. Many of you know the name Barbara Saltzman because of the Barbara Saltzman Center for Pediatric Vision Care up on the 10th floor. Barbara was just a wonderful woman and the chair of the foundation, and we're forever grateful for her generosity. Gentlemen?
How are you, sir?
Good. How are you doing?
Good evening. My name is Mort Scheinman, and Barbara Saltzman was my sister. I'm sorry she can't be with us tonight. We all are. But I just want you to know how much of an honor it is for me to represent her. She was very, very close to this school. She had a very strong feeling for the students. She was always interested in younger people. And I'm now going to present her youngest son, Neil Saltzman.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm very happy to have the opportunity to do this. I agree with my uncle in terms of his observations of the enthusiasm my mother had for the welfare of other people, particularly in the area of sight. She was very involved here, she was very involved in the lighthouse, and it was always a very important issue to her, notwithstanding the fact that she herself had good vision and really enjoyed her vision. She was very into art. And so I think her heart really went out to people who didn't have that opportunity to enjoy things as easily as she did in that area of life. And she was also very excited to see people succeed, and particularly young people. And so this scholarship really embodies a lot of some of the interests that were most important to her. And it's great that I'm able to participate in that. Thank you. Tonight's scholarship recipient is Ronit Eliav.
Congratulations. Do well.
Thank you so much.
We're done?
Nope. Have a
Oh,
photo.
picture.
Picture.
Pictures are the most important part, right?
Now, the one thing, Ronit, one thing you're missing about Barbara is when she first started doing this and when she was alive and she started giving the scholarship, she really tended to want to make a relationship with the recipient of her generosity, and she seemed to always sort of take them out to lunch and shopping. Now, Mort, I don't know if you're up for that or not, but anyways, no, she was one of a kind, and she cared deeply about our students. To give the next scholarship, so a series of scholarships, the Dr. Stanford and Claire Levy scholarships, I'd like to invite Dr. Guy Albieri, our Vice President for Student Affairs.
Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. I'll be presenting the Dr. Stanford Levy and Claire Levy Award, and this award was established, the scholarship was established as a fund to benefit students of optometry and those who would advance the field of optometry. It's also given to students from Central or Upstate New York. And the recipients tonight are, two of them couldn't be here, Mackenzie Reed and Sarah Walsh, but let's give them a hand. And the students who are here tonight are Eden Shiomos, Carly Stalker, and Emily Zimmerman. you. Congratulations.
Thank you. Optometry is a bit of a small world, and not to embarrass Eden, but her father, who's an optometrist, was a student of mine a few years ago. Is he counting on you to go back and take over? A little bit, maybe not. The next scholarship, the Dennis and Leslie Gare Scholarship, I'd like to invite Mr. Dennis Gare, who's also a member of our foundation board, to the podium. Up. And Leslie.
Good, same here. I just want to go back just a couple of recipients ago, actually, to talk about Hal Spielman, who actually is kind of the reason that we have the scholarship that we have. Hal at the time was very involved with City College. He endowed some lab there or something like that. Anyway, and he came up with the idea of starting a scholarship for people who had attended one of the city colleges and now have chosen to come and study optometry. And that just struck me as a great idea because I'm a graduate of one of the city universities. And so that's how it came to be. I met Hal really actually when I was a fairly young man. He had just started his company. I was working at a major food manufacturer at that time, General Foods. And so I knew Hal for, oh God, I don't know, 40 years or so, something like that. Anyway, so, but that's kind of the history, and we're very proud to be able to be part of the community that does provide scholarships for the students of this college. And I'd like to call on, I'll let you to say.
I don't have my glasses on.
Isabella Bangavera? Something close to that. Isabella, you can say who the name, you pronounce your name more correctly than I have, I'm sorry.
Isabella Bangieva. The next two scholarships, the Dr. Jerome Weiss Scholarship goes to Sakshi Vaslu, who unfortunately could not be here because of the externships. Similarly, the Jeff White Memorial Scholarship goes to Hassan El-Haj, also class of 2024, who could not be here, but congratulations to both of them. Now, the next scholarship, I think, is actually a wonderful opportunity to emphasize how deeply personal sometimes these scholarships can be. I hope that as you listen to our presenters and you think about the reasons for the scholarships being evaluated or being given, you really sort of realize that the motivations are very varied, but they're also very deeply personal. I got to know the opportunity to know Bill Folsom at the tender age of 86 when I started working here in 2007. Bill was a 1948 graduate of Columbia University, their School of Optometry at the time. And he was a long-standing member of our foundation board, certainly involved in state politics, the New York State Optometric Association, the healthcare system. But he tragically lost his son, Scott Trasker Folsom, in an accident when his son was 16 years old. And so upon the death of his son, he and his wife, Pat, decided to form a scholarship. And they built it up over the years. And at some point, he decided that he actually was going to leave his entire estate to the college to create scholarships for our students. Bill died a few years ago, but it was only recently, partially because of the good work of Don Rigney, but that the estate was settled, and his endowment is now worth well over $2 million. And that is completely devoted to creating scholarships on an annual basis. And so this year, it's actually wonderful that we've been able to expand the number of recipients of the Scott Trasker Folsom Scholarship. The first scholarship goes to Laura Baldino. And if you want to come up and they'll stand over there. Congratulations. The next recipient is Brian Song. And next is Emma Goodwin. Brandon Cohen-Mayer. Kendra Kim. And Sweta Patel. And Joy Deshmukh. And finally, Diana Shalamov. Congratulations, everybody. I know that Bill would have been absolutely thrilled, to see his money going to support your careers and your endeavors. The next scholarship, the Dr. Mark Vader Scholarship for Clinical Excellence in Primary Care, goes to Zara Farouk, but I would just come on up. Just a word about Dr. Fader. Dr. Fader is also a member of our foundation board, but he was also the founder of an organization called IDOC, and many of you may have heard about it. But at some point in not too distant past, or maybe it's getting longer, he sold the company, and when he sold the company, he decided he did want to give back to his alma mater. And so he established the scholarships, but he also named the classroom on the first floor. So congratulations. The next couple of awards are going to be given by Don Rigney once again. Don, if you would join us.
Thank you. So, as you've heard, our foundation board members are very instrumental in the scholarships and building the resources for our students. And so this next scholarship, which was given by a former board member, Greg Hess, who was also a member of the PAC committee and very engaged and involved. He was a lawyer here in the city. He established the scholarship probably nearly a decade ago at this point. And he, shortly after I got here, moved to Florida and was enjoying his life. But we recently learned that unfortunately Greg Hess passed away. And so, it was a bit with a heavy heart that we give this, but we're proud that we're able to continue to give out his scholarship each and every year in his memory and continue his legacy of philanthropy. This year's recipient goes to Alyssa Keller. The next scholarship is the OCNY Scholarship for Clinical Excellence, which was established during our 50th anniversary. The OCNY moniker will forever remain with this scholarship as a testament to the original name of the foundation. OCNY, or the Optometric Center of New York, is in the process of changing its name to SUNY College of Optometry Foundation. Makes it a whole lot easier to understand who we are and what we do. but we also want to make sure that we honor the legacy that brought us this far. Unfortunately, the recipient, Jessica Moskovich, couldn't be with us tonight. As you'll notice, many of our fourth years are out doing their wonderful learning during their externships. So let's give a round of applause for Jessica.
Thank you. To give the next scholarship, the Eyes on New York Scholarship, I'd like to invite a new member of our OCNY board, Dr. Kevin Goya.
Hi. So I'm honored to be one of the newest members of the foundation and to be here tonight. This scholarship, the Eyes on New York Scholarship, was established following the 50th anniversary in 2021, commemorating the exceptional patient care provided to the community each year. It's an endowed scholarship, so it will continue to give every year and hopefully help several students in the years to come. This year's scholarship goes to Madison Ruiz, class of 27.
Thank you very much. The next recipients of the Community Health Leaders Scholarship will be given by Dr. Richard Soden, who is the president of the foundation, as well as our director of healthcare development here at the college.
Thank you, everybody. A couple of years ago, I had an opportunity to work with some funders who were very interested in developing eye programs at community health centers that did not have any kind of eye care. It's been a several-year project. We are in the process of getting 5 individual community health centers that had no eye care to create them, and that's in the process right now. As part of that, we were able to secure some funding for some community health care scholarships, and I'm pleased to announce that we're going to reward 4 of them tonight. First one is Sandra Chamil. Ruben Atabiga. Melissa Feliz. And Alyssa Ocasio, who could not be with us this evening. So let me give this. These out to you. And congratulations. I also have the pleasure this evening of presenting the Harold Solon Memorial Scholarship. Harold Solon was a very dynamic individual. He was actually here when I was a student here back in 1979. He did a lot of work in behavioral optometry, was a really, really individual who did a lot of research and created a lot of information in the processes of visual perception, visual learning, and really did a great amount of work in the abundance of literature that exists today. So I have the pleasure of giving that award to Nayata Bohani. She's not here tonight. I also have the pleasure of giving 2 personal scholarships that I've created on my own. First is the Mary and Samuel Gherkin Memorial. They were an aunt and uncle of mine that helped me through my career and really, really took an interest in what I did, and I really wanted to create a scholarship for them. So the recipient is Jessica Moskovich. And she's not here this evening. And the other one is a scholarship that I created for my parents, the Philip and Sylvia Soden Memorial Award, for the work that they did to get me through this institution and for my career, and that award goes to Jacqueline Shannon. So Dawn has also asked me to have all the recipients that receive scholarships tonight to come up to take a photo, and then I will turn this back over to Dr. Heath.
Okay, well, first, a round of applause. Not yet. Not yet. I've got to give you my moral obligation speech first. Now, I do want to ask everybody just give a round of applause to the recipients. And a round of applause to the donors. My moral obligation speech is very short. It's simply that I would really ask all of the students who have benefited from the generosity of others to keep it in mind. You know, as you get through the program, you graduate, and you begin to work out there in the world, and you start to make a little bit of money. You can pay off your student loans first. But just remember that, you know, part of your success was because others supported you. And I would certainly hope that at some point in time, when you think or you feel, once you get past the car, the house, the kids, college, but at some point in time, think back and think about giving back to the college and passing it on to students who will follow in your footsteps. So with that little moral obligation speech, I want to thank everybody. I do want to thank Dawn and the entire Institutional Advancement staff again for putting this on. You did a great job. And now, as Dr. Soden was reminded by Dawn, Dr. Soden reminded me, would all the recipients come up front for a group photo? And thank you, everybody, for joining us this evening. Please feel free to relax and talk to your... enjoy dessert even more. Thank you. Almost. Wow, great. Right.
Somebody take